Hi everyone, welcome to our program Is Thai Nguyen. I'm very delighted to have the attention of Mr. Mahendra Lama, Professor of South Asian Economics, School of International Studies, ZNU, founding President Central University of Sikkim. Mr. Mahendra visited Thai Nguyen to participate in the International Scientific Conference with the theme The Relationships Between Vietnam and India Among the Century of Asian Pacific. At the conference, Mr. Mahendra delivered a speech to introduce Jawaharlal Nehru University in order to search for cooperation opportunity with Thai Nguyen University. Hi, Mr. Mahendra. Thank you very much for your participation today.
Thank you very much.
The first question, how about the educational cooperation between Vietnam and India during the recent years?
Well, the cooperation between India and Vietnam in the recent years is growing very fast. India provides a huge number of opportunities for Vietnamese students to come. And in some areas, I think Vietnam will also provide opportunities for the Indian students to come. India is a diverse country, so Vietnamese students have a large choice. They can come to capital city like Delhi, New Delhi. They can go to a place where they might find food, they might find culturally much more resembling, that is the northeast region of India. Or if they would like to do some kind of specific courses on, say, information technology and all, they can go to one of the institutes like Indian Institute of Technology or Information Technology Institutes located in all parts of India.
And what city and provinces in Vietnam with India in general and Jawaharlal Nehru University in particular have a state educational cooperation?
Well, I see we draw students from all across Vietnam, starting with Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh, right, city. And now I think India would be very keen to bring students, to encourage students to come to India from cities, places or provinces which are not represented. And my own university, that is Jawaharlal Nehru University, located in New Delhi, is almost 50 years old university now. This is number one university in India and provides varieties of courses, varieties of programs in science, in technology, in social sciences, in liberal arts. So students could come in to do any kinds of this, including languages. They can come and do these programs.
Yes. What do you think are the potentialities of Thai Nguyen for educational cooperation with inter-university?
Well, I think Thai Nguyen University could cooperate with number of Indian universities. Depending upon the interest of the students in this university, they can have some kind of a memorandum of understanding or some kind of agreement for students exchange, for faculty exchange. And I think Government of India, particularly an institution like Indian Council of Cultural Relations or Indian Council of Social Science Research, would be very keen to take students from here to train them on particular issues, quite a few issues, particularly on skill development, capacity building courses. There are a large number of courses students can come.
Yeah. In detail, what has India prepared to cooperate with Thai Nguyen in education?
Oh yes, I think quite keen, precisely because India and Vietnam is not a new partner as far as their friendship is concerned. They have partnership and friendship it has been very long standing, right? Our history has been, we have been brought together as far as history is concerned. Our leaderships have exchanged, our colonial regimes we have fought together, right? So I think there is a huge historical reason also for India and Taiwan, the Vietnam to come together, and also the new institutions which are coming up in India and Vietnam can collaborate and do a lot of things on educational issues.
Yeah. As I know that an overseas student in Inter will study by CBSE English, could you please to illustrate this issue?
Yes, I think, language could be an initial problem for the students from Vietnam in India, because all the courses are mostly run in English, right? And there are ways, why not? From India also, we have students from within India, say students from some rural areas, or they do not understand English, they don't speak English when they come to the university. But once they come to the university, once they go to a particular college, there are mechanisms to teach them English, they can converse well in English, they can be trained in English speaking. So language is not a serious problem. If there are large number of students who would like to come to India to study, then the Indian government or the Indian private institutions can open language courses here in Vietnam, in different provinces, train them for a year, 6 months, and they can go to India. Language should not be a problem.
Yeah, and I want to know what should Vietnamese students to do to meet the requirement of studying by CBSE English?
You see, if they come and join the school in India, then they will have no problems, because they all will get the degree given by school certificate given by the Central Board of Secondary Education, that is CBSE. But if they want to come to university after doing their courses here, right? They can also join universities depending upon the equivalence degree. Degree has to be recognized. But I will tell you, two governments, the Vietnamese government and the Indian government, can even come together, right? And also start CBSE best schools here. You get my point. Central Board of Secondary Education has schools, that kind of syllabus has schools in Dubai, in number of other countries, so they can also come. One. Secondly, we also have a university which is a distance learning university known as Indira Gandhi National Open University. I used to be the vice president of that university, right? Indira Gandhi National Open University is the largest distance learning education institution in the world. So two governments, Vietnamese government and the Indian government, could come together and start the IGNU program, Indira Gandhi National Open University courses here, and they follow CBSE syllabus, right? So they can get their degrees and then they can come to India. So at the school level, I don't find any difficulties.
Yeah. Apart from language, what are the difficulties Vietnamese students in Inter will meet, and what should they prepare for adapt?
You see, Vietnamese students, I don't think any Vietnamese students will have cultural problems, right? Precisely because with the same culture, more or less the similar culture, we have students from the northeastern part of India, so they go to all over the country. So they have, I don't think culturally their only problem could be a little bit of weather conditions. Thirdly, talking about the standards, your standards may be higher, our may be lower in some cases, or in some cases our maybe Indian may be higher, and so it is just an adjustment. I don't think there is any difficulty. For Vietnamese students may find, though the education though in the government institutions are very low in India, but in the private institutions in India, run by the private institutions, the fees are very high, and they can also get so many Government of India's scholarships in science, technology, engineering, doctor, medicines. So many scholarships are there, so they can always come.
Yeah. I believe that what you have said will be very useful for Vietnamese students who have attention to study in Inter, and I wish the relationships between Vietnam and Inter, not only in education but also in economy, culture and science technology, will future develop.
Absolutely.
And once
Absolutely.
more time, thank you for your joining today.
Thank you very much. Our Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi is coming to Vietnam.
Yeah.
I think in the first week of September. I am sure our Prime Minister from India would announce a number of projects related to education, people to people exchange, cultural exchange, economic exchange, and I am sure India and Vietnam will have a very protracted and a very, very bright relationship.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.